Opening up the UFC 300 fight card, we have Deiveson Figueiredo taking on Cody Garbrandt, two former champions from different weight classes trying to work their way back to the belt. We have Deiveson Figueiredo 22-3 in the entirety of his career. He is 2-1 in his last 5. He is coming off a successful bantamweight debut. He's taking on Cody Garbrandt, 14-5 overall. 3-2 in his last 5. He's on a nice 2-fight win streak. At this point, I told myself, I was like, this is a big card. Don't mess it up. No weird bumbling. Lose the lisp. Keep it together. Don't get mad at that annoying twerp you do the show with. Just keep it together. And then I get to Cody Garbrandt. Well, once my tongue
mine was
folded,
a joke, but that one was more serious.
It was because you recognize that it is most likely true. You're twerpish and you are a bit of a nudge. Anyway, both of these men we should be familiar with at this point. Deiveson Figueiredo, the long-reigning 125-pound champion. As we all know, it was one of the only quadrilogies we have ever seen in the UFC. He fought Brandon Moreno 4 times. Deiveson Figueiredo, at 125 pounds, decent power in his hands, good takedowns, good jiu-jitsu, a little bit of dog in him. BJJ black belt, well-rounded skills that obviously got him to the belt, and he then defended that belt a couple of times. But the weight cuts were a little too much. He got finished twice by Brandon Moreno, and he said, I need to reinvent myself. I need to go up in weight. He gained 10 pounds, went up in weight. He made his UFC debut at bantamweight against Rob Font, and he turned into a Nurmagomedov brother. He just took Rob Font down over and over and over again. Exposed Rob Font's takedown defense a little bit.
Did you say something about a debut?
135-pound debut.
For Garbrandt, he was the 35 champ.
I'm talking about Deiveson Figueiredo. I've been talking about Deiveson this entire time. Remember when I said that annoying twerp? Yeah. Anyway, he exposed Rob Font's takedown defense in that fight. He's taking on Cody Garbrandt, who I will be breaking down now. Cody Garbrandt was the 135-pound champion. He beat Dominic Cruz to win that belt in one of the best performances I've ever seen. People in the comment section seem to be annoyed anytime that gets mentioned, but that was a spectacular performance. He had incredible footwork, fast hands, the wrestling threat. Skill-wise, Cody Garbrandt is very good at every single thing in MMA. He's got very fast technical striking. He has good power in his hands. He's got very good wrestling, phenomenal footwork. What he does lack is self-control and a chin. He can't control the chin. He's got to take that up with the Lord. That's the chin that he was given. The self-control is his fault. He is so fast, and he has so much success in a lot of these fights that he starts chasing. He gets aggressive. He makes mistakes, and he gets knocked out. I do think Cody Garbrandt can win this fight. People hate that pick. There's a couple of picks on this card that people came for my head in the comment section. I think Cody Garbrandt can win this fight for a couple of reasons. I genuinely think he is the better fighter. I think the only thing Deiveson Figueiredo is better at is just straight up jiu-jitsu. He's a very high-level BJJ guy. He's got the better jiu-jitsu, but he has to get it to the ground. Cody Garbrandt is not Rob Font. Cody Garbrandt has very good wrestling credentials. He is bigger. He is faster. He's an actual wrestler who has been wrestling for a while. I think he can defend the takedowns. I think he can get some of his own if he wants. And even though Figgy had power at 125, I don't know if he has the power to knock out, admittedly, a chinny Cody Garbrandt at 135 pounds. Razor thin pick for me, but I think Cody Garbrandt at plus 260, phenomenal odds. What do you think, Jakey boy?
So what would be your breakdown of Cody winning this fight? How does he win this fight? How do you see him winning this fight?
Defends the takedowns and wins the striking exchanges. He's the faster striker and the more technical boxer. You agree with those two statements?
I don't disagree.
Bang. Next up, no,
I'm gonna be rooting for Cody. There's no doubt about that. And I have nothing against Figgy, but Cody's just to see his career, the ups and downs, and then it seems like he's back, and then he stumbles again. In almost every single one of those fights, he looks pretty good in those fights until he doesn't. And like Angelo mentioned, a lot of it is his fault, which is actually kind of a good thing because it's not like he's a a bad striker with bad defense who's just getting caught all the time and you don't really know why and just in bad positions. It's because he is making the mistakes. Like Angela, he is the one that all of a sudden you see that look in his eye and everyone at this point literally knows, like, Cody, no, don't do it. And he just cocks back that right hand and he just starts letting it fly, and that's how he is getting caught. And to his credit, in the last couple fights, he's kind of gone away from that. Obviously, with Brian Keller, he landed the shot and ended up knocking him out. But in that Trevin Jones fight, that's what he did. He was very technical. It was very boring. And I think that this fight is very, very boring because both of these guys are counter-striker type guys. Figgy is the one that's going to be pressuring forward, almost like Trevin Jones, probably a little bit more aggressive than Trevin Jones, wanting to counter, waiting for that right hand, and Cody's going to be the dancing against the fence. Boom, boom, boom. Left, left, left. Right, right, right. Throw a little combination. And if Cody is able to do that for 15 minutes. And my game plan for Cody would be this. Dance around, touch, because you are the faster striker. And if you're just in and out and you're not worried about winning every single exchange, you're just scoring points, you can win this fight. The second thing I would do is 30 seconds to go, and every single round, because they're probably going to be close exchanges, boom.
Shoot a takedown.
Takedown. Boom. Because Figgy will give you the takedown. He will chase those submissions, those guillotines. 30 seconds left. You should be able to stay safe. You're going to win the rounds. That's how Cody win this fight. But I think UFC 300 is going to fire a lot of people up. I think Figgy's really going to get in his face. And anytime you see Cody pressed against that fence and somebody's right in his face, it's like it's go time. And I think he's going to make a mistake again. And Figgy's not a guy that you can make a mistake on. So I got to go Figgy here. I understand what you're saying, but I think it's one of those situations where he's got to fight perfect for 15 minutes. And, aside from that Trevin Jones fight where he really was like dancing around, I think Figgy's pressure is going to be a little bit too much.
What's funny is going into this fight, Deiveson Figueiredo is questioning Cody Garbrandt's mental stability, right? He's saying he's a bit of a mental midget. He's not all there. He doesn't, whatever. Figgy is the one we've seen quit. We've seen that man quit. We've seen him broken. We've never seen Cody quit. His chin quits on him, but he's not a choice. We have seen Figgy take the beating from Brandon Moreno and be like, I'm done. Let me take it. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Like, isn't that a bizarre thing? Nobody's ever questioned Cody's, willingness to fight. He's not a coward.
Right. And Cody's been in Vegas, too. I think he's really been trying to, lock in for this camp. He's with all the Vegas team and their dietitians and their strength and conditioning people. So, he's there, and I love Cody. Cody's a fun guy.
No, Cody's great. The worst thing that ever happened to Cody Garbrandt is he almost had TJ Dillashaw knocked out. That is literally the worst thing that ever happened to him because he almost had TJ Dillashaw.
He had him hurt twice, in both fights.
The first time was such a bad knockout. He almost had, if you didn't know, he defending his belt for the first time. He had TJ Dillashaw 99% knocked out, comes charging in reckless, and TJ lands one big shot, and that was it. And his chin has literally never been the same since. The exact same thing happened in the rematch. His chin has never been the same since. That's the worst thing that ever happened. If he beat TJ Dillashaw the same way he beat Dominic Cruz,
Jesus, man,
that chin wouldn't be gone.
It's crazy. It's not like he's fallen off. Obviously, his chin's given up, but you still see flashes of Cody Garbrandt. Yeah. But that Dominic Cruz fight was just like, holy fucking shit, man.
It was a masterclass.
Dude,
Cody Garbrandt at $7,100 in DraftKings. If you're wondering what those giant numbers are at the top of the screen, that's DraftKings Fantasy. You get a $50,000 budget. You have to build a lineup with 6 fighters, and then you use that lineup to compete with other people that also have lineups, and you can do so for money. You can compete in tournaments for up to a couple $100,000, or you can compete with your friends for $0 or a couple of bucks. Building my lineup, I do not think Deiveson Figueiredo is worth $9,100. I do understand Cody gets knocked out. I get it. I don't think Figgy's going to knock out Cody, and I don't think he's going to body him with the wrestling. So I don't think he's going to be worth the $9,100. I personally think Cody could be worth the $71,000. What do you think, Jake Lutz?
I honestly think that this is one of those fights where it's like, I think it looks like the Trevin Jones fight. I think the total strikes landed between both of these guys is going to be like 60. It just feels like it seems like it's going to be a fire matchup, but we've seen Cody just dance around. We've seen Figgy he just stalks. He just stalks, so I think it's going to be boring. It's not worth it.
It could be. That would be funny. The biggest event of all time. And this is quite literally the biggest event of all time. Some people sort of trashing it, saying it doesn't live up to the hype. There are 12 current or former champions on this card. There are 13 fights with 26 fighters. I think 25 of them are ranked in the UFC. It is objectively the most stacked card of all time. No,
Yeah.
there's no Conor McGregor, but it is the biggest card of all time.
Yeah, you know what's funny is I just thought about sitting here right now is everyone was like $299 is a better card. But sitting here right now, maybe it's because $299 already happened, but it was a pretty good card. Sitting here right now, this feels much bigger. I mean, this feels bigger,
Yeah.
you know.
It literally has the most amount of ranked fighters and the most amount of current or former champions of any card in the history of the sport. What it is missing, and when we talk about the main event, we'll talk about how they just slapped that together. It is missing that one giant name, but we don't have a Ronda Rousey, right? Those days are long gone. We don't have Brock Lesnar. Those days are long gone. Conor McGregor's never fighting again. Those days are long gone.
You know,
The
only
only
this week. So
I hope they do it. I could be wrong. I hope they do.
I mean, he's like posting sparring videos now, and Dana posted that. He's posted like coming soon. It's going to be one of those the worst
I hope
secret
so.
big announcements probably.
I genuinely I love it. I hope so. But without that, the
And
only
then he owed me like $5,000, I think.
the only two superstars that are left are John Jones, who has his own legal troubles right now, and Israel Adesanya, who after getting knocked out is like, I'm taking a break. So there literally was no superstar, but outside of the
Trevor
giant,
Peak.
yeah,
My name's
so he can
Trevor
Indian burn his way to a win, just push an arm crooked and hope something happens. Anyway, guys, become a premium member. Unlock all the picks, the bets, the round 9 leans, and the tools for every single card, every single fight. WeWantPicks.com is $10 for an entire month. You're going to get UFC 300. You're going to get Vegas 91 or whatever the hell the cards are after that. Before you go, let me give you $50. Anybody who goes to WeWantPicks.com/bets and signs up with any one of our affiliate partners gets $50 as a thank you. Use the link, sign up, make a deposit. We send you $50 as a thank you.